Kyle Keel. Well, it seems like everyone is trying to cut carbs and focus on adding more protein to their diets. I'm one of them, and I got to tell you, I'm not doing a great job of it. So I got to jot down some notes.
Yeah.
But we're really excited to introduce you to Hannah Anderson. She is a brand new dietitian, or a returning dietitian to Hy-Vee, and she is joining us now on Quad Cities Live. Thanks for coming on the show today.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, you were a dietitian 5 years ago, and now you're back, and you're here with us today to talk more about how we can add more protein to our diet. So why is it so important for us to add that protein?
Yes, protein is so important for your health. It's one of the 3 macronutrients, and every cell in your body is made up of protein. And it also really affects your hunger levels as well. So it's vital to be getting enough of it throughout your day and your diet.
There's that word macro that I always hear about.
Yeah, all the macros.
Yes.
But protein can actually help us lose weight. Talk about the ways in which that works.
Yeah. So as I said, protein can be a big impact on your hunger. Actually, when you don't have enough protein, your body can still feel hungry. So even if you've exceeded your calories that your body needs, you're still going to have that hunger and still going to want to eat if you haven't had enough protein throughout your day. So that's a big part.
It's starting to make sense.
Yeah.
So why I'm always hungry? I'm just not getting enough protein. So how much protein should we be taking in each day?
Yes, it really depends on your age, your activity level. There's a lot of factors that can go into it. But a good rule of thumb that we like to say is try to have about 20 to 30 grams of protein at each meal. That's a really good way to monitor it, to kind of go meal by meal, rather than looking at the whole day as a whole.
Well, I think for a lot of people, especially if they're just starting out, when we say things like macronutrients, like their eyes cross, because they're like, what does this even mean? I don't understand. Is a carb a good thing? Is a carb a terrible thing? Today, with us focused on protein, it can take many different forms. Protein is not necessarily just a piece of grilled chicken.
Right.
So talk a little bit about the variety of ways that we can add protein to our meals.
Yeah, there's a bunch of great meatless options as well. So some great things are some Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, eggs. These are really good things to incorporate at breakfast time, especially because that's one of the meals we see people don't get enough protein.
Yes.
So those can be some great options. Also, nuts are a really good option as well. Peanut butter, nut butters, all those can be some great options. Yeah.
Okay, and those are also things, you as a dietitian with Hy-Vee, these are things that we can also put together as well. So, I mean, you can take your Greek yogurt, you can put some almonds in it or some grapes and things like that, and you can have a really balanced meal that will hopefully hold you over for a while.
Absolutely. Yeah, and snacks as well. That's another part where we see people not eating a lot of protein. So pairing your snack with a really good protein source is going to help sustain your energy levels and really curb that hunger to keep you satisfied until that next meal.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to take a lot of effort, and I think that is what's really tough for people to kind of wrap their brains around, is like, how long do I have to be sitting in the kitchen trying to put together these like little snacks that I can take to work and things like that. It doesn't have to be difficult, and these are things that you guys really help people out with.
Right, yes, absolutely. I love those really quick, easy meals where it's 5 ingredients or less you can just throw together. I call myself the lazy dietitian sometimes because I don't want it to be very complex. I don't have a lot of time, and I know a lot of people don't have a lot of time.
Yeah, that's the thing that we seem to always talk about, is there's just no time to eat healthy. But really, I mean, there are simple ways, and you've kind of provided us with a simple recipe of a higher protein meal.
Yes, this is a tuna ahi burger, which is a really great way to get that fish. Fish is another great source of protein. It's recommended to have about 2 to 3 servings of fish every week. So with this meal, I'm actually going to put you guys to work a little bit if you want to help me assemble this.
I love that.
So it's the a butter lettuce for your bun, and then underneath a burger there is a pineapple slice for a little bit of sweet. And then if you want to grab that chipotle mayo there, we'll top our burgers with that.
Okay, so I can just pick one?
Yep. Or actually, if you want to do all of them, you can just put a
How much do I put on?
Just a little
dollop?
there. Yep, and then you can smooth it around.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
We're not making art today.
No, exactly, yes.
This I might be successful at.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
And this chipotle mayo does have a bit of a kick to it, so if you're not a fan of spicy foods, or you're a spice wimp like me, where you can't handle a lot of spice, you can do just a regular mayo, an avocado mayo, anything like that would be great too.
And you know, I think a lot of people, when they think of protein, they think boring. You know, Morgan, you mentioned it's more than just a grilled chicken sandwich, so you can do things like adding extra spices to it just to give it a little bit of a better taste, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
This can help out a lot. Now, did you make this with mayo? Because I know Greek yogurt's also a good option as well.
Yeah, yep, you can definitely swap it out with the Greek yogurt and add some more protein, and then you can top it with your favorite vegetable toppings. So we have some sliced cucumbers, some red onions, And then some radishes, another great way to use radishes. You don't think to top burgers with it, but that can be a good way to get some veggies in there too.
You know who uses a lot of radishes is my mom. And in like every salad, she uses a radish, and they are delicious, and I always forget about them. So that's a good way to get like a different flavor, possibly. So these are great. Ahi tuna burgers, is that what they're called?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, we'll definitely get this website, or this recipe up on our website, because I know people are going to be interested in doing that. We also want to remind you to be sure to follow Hy-Vee Dietitians on Facebook and Instagram at Hy-Vee Dietitians. They've got really healthy eating tips, recipes like this one and more. And stick around, because Hannah will be back in our second half hour to talk more with us, not about protein, but the sunshine vitamin, vitamin D.
Important.
So we're going to talk a little bit about how you can get that naturally and when it's time to maybe supplement that or call a doctor. So Hannah, thank you. We'll see you in just a little bit.